Welcome to Cloud Solutions Podcast, where we simplify the world of cloud technology, one episode at a time.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling AWS Machine Learning Services. We'll be using this AWS decision guide, kind of like our roadmap for today.
I like that. A roadmap.
Yeah, it's a massive topic, AWS Machine Learning. But by the end of this, you'll be able to pick the perfect AWS Machine Learning service for your needs.
Absolutely.
No more feeling lost or confused.
We're going to make it super clear which service is right for you.
Okay, so first things first. What exactly is machine learning?
Well, this decision guide defines machine learning, or ML, as giving digital tools the power to learn from data. They use that data to find patterns and make predictions and even take actions.
Like teaching computers to think on their own.
In a way, yeah. Almost all the artificial intelligence we see today, self-driving cars, virtual assistants, things like that, it's all powered by machine learning.
Wow. That's incredible.
It is. And it's important to know there are different types of AI. Like we have classification AI that's used to categorize things like images or text. And there's predictive AI, which can forecast future trends.
So classification AI helps us sort things, and predictive AI helps us see into the future.
You got it. And then there's generative AI.
Yeah.
That can create brand new content and ideas, conversations, stories, images, even music.
Hold on, AI can compose music now?
It can.
It's mind-blowing.
One example of a generative AI product is Amazon Bedrock, which gives you access to these high-performing foundation models, or FMs. These models are trained on massive amounts of data and can be used for a ton of different tasks.
So things like writing text, translating languages, and you said even writing creative content.
Exactly.
It really feels like we're living in the future.
Sometimes it does.
Okay, so why is AWS such a big player in machine learning?
They offer a really wide range of services for all sorts of different machine learning needs. Like they have pre-trained services that are ready to use right away.
So if I need a solution for a specific problem, there's probably already a service out there.
Yeah, probably. There are actually 23 pre-trained services for specific use cases, like Amazon Personalize, that can create personalized product recommendations like you see on all those shopping websites.
Oh, cool.
And then there's Amazon Kedra, that can search through your documents to find the exact information you need.
So like a digital librarian?
Pretty much.
So there's a pre-built solution for almost every need?
You could say that, but what if you need something totally custom? That's where Amazon SageMaker comes in.
SageMaker.
Yep, it's this powerful platform for building your own ML models.
So for those of us who aren't satisfied with off-the-shelf solutions, SageMaker gives us more control.
Exactly. You can build models from scratch, or use open source models for even more flexibility. And if you need a ton of processing power, AWS has specialized hardware like their P5 instances.
P5 instances, huh?
Yeah, they're equipped with NVIDIA H100 Tensor Core GPUs, specifically designed for those complex machine learning calculations.
Wow, sounds like they thought of everything.
They've covered a lot of ground for sure. They also have Trainium. That's a custom-designed chip made for deep learning training. And Inferentia 2 for cost-effective inference, running your trained model.
Okay, so many options. How do we choose the right service for our needs?
That's where that decision guide comes in. Like a roadmap.
Like a personalized roadmap.
Right. And the first step is to really define the problem you're trying to solve.
So making sure that machine learning is the right solution in the first place.
Absolutely. Then you can start thinking about which type of algorithm is best.
And I'm guessing the guide helps us with that too.
It does. The guide explains these different levels of customization across all the AWS ML services.
Okay, let's break that down.
So think about it in three main categories.
Right.
First, there are the specialized AI services. These are ready-to-use solutions, for common tasks like image recognition or text analysis. Easy to use, but limited customization. Kind of like choosing a pre-designed template for a website. Then we have Amazon SageMaker. That's where you get the most flexibility. Build your own models or use pre-built ones. But you need a little more expertise, more like building a website from scratch.
So for the tinkerers.
Exactly. And then finally, you have the lower-level ML frameworks and infrastructure. This is for the real experts, the ones who code everything from the ground up.
So this is for the pros.
Yeah, it gives you the most control, but you need the knowledge to use it.
What about security? I remember the decision guide mentioning VPC endpoints.
Yeah, that's important if you need to keep your data secure within your own virtual private cloud or VPC. Not all services offer the same level of control when it comes to security.
So some services are more secure than others.
It's not really about being more secure. but about offering different levels of control. Some services handle security behind the scenes, so you don't have to worry about it. But if you need more control, you might choose a service that supports those VPC endpoints.
Okay, makes sense. What about performance? I know the guide mentioned latency and accuracy.
Yeah, those are both important. Latency is basically how long it takes a service to respond to your request. Like how long it takes for your computer to get an answer from the AWS service.
So lower latency means faster responses.
Yep, crucial for real-time applications.
Got it. And accuracy is how accurate the results are.
Exactly. Some services are more accurate than others, depending on how complex the task is.
So it's a trade-off.
It is. And it's worth mentioning that AWS takes those responsible AI principles very seriously, especially when it comes to those foundation models, the FMs we talked about earlier.
That's good to know. What kind of principles?
They're focused on making sure their models are fair, unbiased, and used appropriately, making sure the AI is used ethically, for good.
Okay, so now let's get to the heart of the decision guide. That table that helps us choose the right service.
Yeah, it breaks it down into 4 main categories, each optimized for different types of tasks.
Okay, let's dive in.
The first category is specific use cases.
So if I have a specific problem in mind, I go here.
Exactly. These services are pre-built,
Yeah.
For things like personalization, forecasting, detecting anomalies, transcribing speech, all sorts of stuff. They're designed to be easy to use, not a lot of coding.
Feels like a toolbox.
Perfect analogy.
Okay, and what are some examples?
You get Amazon Augmented AI, Amazon Code Guru, Amazon Comprehend.
Okay, and what do those do?
Augmented AI is for when you want to bring a human in the loop to review predictions. Code Guru helps automate code reviews, catch bugs, improve code quality, all that. And Comprehend analyzes text data, like customer reviews, to understand what people are saying.
Wow, that's a lot of power.
Right. The next category is ML Services.
And what are those for?
These are for building custom machine learning models and workflows.
So if I want to build my own model from scratch.
Exactly. And you can get really granular,
Right.
Training the model across multiple instances,
Yeah.
a whole cluster of GPUs even, and lots of control over deployment.
Got it. So what are some examples in this category?
Well, we've already talked about Amazon SageMaker. That's a big one. Then there's Amazon SageMaker Jumpstart. It's kind of like a shortcut for getting started with SageMaker. Pre-built solutions, example notebooks, things like that.
Like a starter kit.
Exactly. Then you've got SageMaker Studio, a fully integrated development environment, an IDE, for building, training, and deploying those ML models.
Okay, so a lot of options within SageMaker.
Yeah. And then some more general ML frameworks, like PyTorch on AWS, Apache MXNet, Hugging Face, TensorFlow on AWS.
Wow, a lot to choose from.
Right. Next up, we have infrastructure.
This one sounds intense.
It's a bit more on the technical side. It's all about the hardware and infrastructure for deploying machine learning efficiently.
So like choosing the right engine.
Exactly. And AWS has some impressive options. Cost-effective performance for training and running models.
I'm ready. What are some examples?
Well, we mentioned AWS Trainium before.
Yeah.
Custom designed chip for deep learning.
Right, for those really big models.
Exactly. And there's AWS Inferentia 2, for cost-efficient inference.
That's the running the model part, right?
And then there's Amazon SageMaker Hyperpod, train large models on a cluster of instances.
So like giving your model a supercomputer brain.
Exactly.
Okay, specific use cases, ML services, infrastructure. What's the last category?
The last one is tools and associated services.
This sounds like the icing on the cake.
I like that. These are the services that make your life easier when working with ML on AWS.
Okay, so what kind of tools?
You've got AWS Deep Learning AMIs, pre-configured machine images with everything you need for deep learning.
Like a pre-built OS.
Exactly. Then there are the AWS Deep Learning Containers.
Yeah.
For packaging and deploying your models, like little portable boxes.
That's handy.
Right. And AWS Entity Resolution.
Okay, what's that one?
It helps you link records that refer to the same entity.
I'm not sure I follow.
Okay, imagine you have customer information, but some customers might have multiple entries, with slightly different spellings or addresses. Entity Resolution links those together, so you have one accurate record for each customer.
Oh, that makes sense. Keeps the data clean.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's all 4 categories: specific use cases, ML services, infrastructure, and tools.
Yep. You can use that table in the decision guide to find the perfect services for you.
Awesome. Now, there are so many services, but let's pick a few to look at in more detail. How about Amazon Comprehend?
Good choice. Comprehend is all about analyzing text to get valuable insights.
So if I have customer reviews, Comprehend can help me understand them.
You got it. Comprehend can identify the entities mentioned, like specific products or features, and figure out the overall sentiment, whether it's positive, negative, or neutral.
That's super helpful.
It is. And it can extract key phrases and topics.
So how do I get started?
The Decision Guide has a great tutorial. Analyze insights in text with Amazon Comprehend.
Perfect. We'll check that out. Now, Amazon Textract.
Textract. This one's a real time saver.
How so?
It can read documents for you.
Really?
Yep. And it can extract more than just text. It can pull out structured data from tables and forms.
That's a dream come true.
Right. There's a great tutorial in the guide. Extract text and structured data with Amazon Textract. And if you're a visual learner, there's even an AWS Power Hour episode.
Sounds like a lot of ways to learn. Okay, next up is Amazon SageMaker. Powerful and flexible, but how do we get started?
The guide recommends the Getting Started with Amazon SageMaker guide, walks you through building, training, and deploying.
And what about those massive data sets? Can SageMaker handle that?
Absolutely. You can use Apache Spark for pre-processing within SageMaker.
So a good combo for big data.
Exactly.
And lastly, AWS Trainium. Why is it so special?
Trainium is a purpose-built ML accelerator made for deep learning training.
So for training a model with billions of parameters.
Exactly. The Decision Guide mentions a blog post about how Trainium scales distributed training, basically training huge models across a cluster of computers.
Wow, that's a lot of power. And for those who want to learn more, there's the overview of AWS Trainium.
Exactly.
So we've covered a lot in this part. Individual services, industry-specific solutions.
It's been an exciting journey.
It has. But there's still more to explore, more AWS resources to help us on our ML journey.
Like those architecture diagrams and white papers.
Exactly. We'll dive into those in the final part of our deep dive. Welcome back, everyone, for the final part of our deep dive into AWS Machine Learning Services.
It's been quite a journey, all these services.
I know, right? We started with the basics like what is machine learning even? Now we're looking at powerful platforms like SageMaker and even specialized hardware to boost those ML TADs.
And those foundation models, those FMs, accessible through Amazon Bedrock. Really changing things.
I know. It's amazing. And all the resources along the way. Architecture diagrams, white papers, AWS solutions. I have to admit, I was feeling overwhelmed at the beginning.
It is a lot to take in.
But we broke it down step by step using that decision guide as our roadmap.
Exactly.
I feel so much more confident now.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up, let's recap some key takeaways.
Okay, what are the most important things to remember?
Well, AWS offers a huge variety of ML services for all different needs and experience levels.
So no matter who you are, there's something here for you.
Exactly. Just think about your specific needs and goals.
And use that decision guide, like our personal guide.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's been so helpful.
It has. But beyond the technical stuff, it's important to remember that ML is about more than just algorithms.
Right. It's about using this technology responsibly.
Exactly. And AWS has built those responsible AI principles into their services.
Which is reassuring.
It is. So as you go on your own ML journey, think about what you can build, but also what you should build.
Good advice. So let's dive into those resources that can help us learn more.
Okay. We've mentioned architecture diagrams, white papers, and AWS solutions. Let's take a closer look.
Okay, starting with architecture diagrams.
Think of them as blueprints for ML solutions. They show you how different AWS services can work together.
To solve problems.
Exactly. The Decision Guide has links to a bunch of these diagrams.
Oh, cool.
They cover all sorts of use cases. You can see how other people have used AWS to solve similar problems.
That's super helpful. What about white papers?
Those go into more detail, in-depth technical information, best practices for specific services.
So like a deep dive.
Exactly. If you want to really understand a service, read the white paper.
And the decision guide has links to these too.
It does. A ton of information there.
Fantastic. Now, AWS solutions.
These are pre-built solutions and guidance for common use cases.
So if I have a specific challenge, I might find a ready-made solution.
You might, like a blueprint.
That would save so much time.
It would. And the Decision Guide links to a bunch of these solutions.
Okay, so we've got architecture diagrams for the big picture, white papers for deep dives, and AWS solutions to get a head start. What else?
Don't forget about the blog posts.
Right. Those keep us up to date.
Exactly. New service launches, use cases, technical deep dives, a great way to stay informed.
It's amazing how much AWS provides.
It is. They really want developers and data scientists to succeed.
Before we wrap up, let's touch on those foundation models again.
The FM's Amazon Bedrock makes them so accessible.
Like a toolbox of intelligent tools.
Exactly. And Bedrock supports a bunch of different FMs.
Like Anthropic Claude, Cohere, AI 21 Labs, Jurassic, MetaLlama, Stable Diffusion.
Don't forget Amazon's own Titan FMs.
Right. It's amazing how they're changing things.
So as we finish up, I want to leave you with this. Think about how you could apply ML to your own work.
What problems could you solve?
Exactly. ML has the potential to change everything.
So embrace it. Explore the possibilities.
It's been great exploring AWS with you. Until next time, keep learning, keep experimenting.
And happy building.